Every once in a while, you meet someone in your life who makes a huge difference in your life. This may be a childhood friend. Sometimes it's a sibling or a cousin. Other times it may be your spouse. Or it may be a friend that you meet later in life. Sometimes we'll try and emulate these people that we admire, from the way that they dress to the way that they act. In my case, I have been extremely lucky to have known this person my entire life. The person of which I am speaking is my father, Mike Nichols. I'd like to take the following opportunity to tell you a little bit about this great man. When I think of my father, one of the first things that comes to mind is his love of his family. By the time he was 25, he was married, he owned his own home, and had a 3-year-old son and a newborn daughter. His entire life, he has always put his family first, providing for them in any way that he could. But most of all, we always felt loved. We always knew how much he loved us and that he would do anything for us. Another word that could be used to describe Mike Nichols is hardworking. My father worked tirelessly to create a better future for his wife and children. I can't ever remember my father calling in sick for work when I was young. A favorite story of my father's was how he drove to work in the middle of a blizzard, only to be scolded by the security guard who asked him if he was trying to kill himself. The plant was closed. My father instilled this work ethic in me and has been a great blessing not only in my professional life, but in my personal ambitions as well. Most kids idolize their fathers growing up and consider them to be larger than life heroes. But in the case of Mike Nichols, there's truth to it. In 1993, he was driving down a highway near home when he saw smoke coming out of a house in a small neighborhood. Thinking that this just didn't look right, he turned around and stopped to investigate. It turned out that there was a fire in the house. My father went in the back door of the house and found an elderly woman overcome by smoke. He was able to get her out of the house to safety and saved her life. Mike Nichols is also a very giving individual. He's always looking to help out anyone in any way that he can. I remember when I was a teenager, he offered to help a 20-year-old kid out by putting a clutch in his car. I still remember this 20-some-year-old kid telling me how cool a dad I really have. Now that my father is retired, he spends a lot of time volunteering at our church doing community service projects and distributing food to the less fortunate. It is for these reasons that I admire and love my father so much. He has set the bar high as an example of what it really means to be a man. There's not a day that goes by that I am not thankful for having him as my father and being such a great role model. Recently, I was able to take my father to Chicago to see David Gilmour perform to celebrate his 67th birthday. As David Gilmour sang "Shine On You Crazy Diamond," my dad put his arm around me. I'll never forget that and know that he never will either. And I know my father, Mike Nichols, will always shine on like the crazy diamond that he is. Thank you for listening.